Okay, welcome everybody to our open house for peace and understanding. Lovely to see some people. Please turn your video on if you can. It is nice to see faces. It does change this virtual world into a more real world. I hope you all had a chance to see the video I shared. If not, do not worry, we're going to watch it together. I truly believe when we were discussing in the beginning about bullying, that some of the challenges, some of the things that we have to struggle with in terms of our relationship with other people that can lead to bullying, there may be some awareness, some understanding about our environment, about the things that we use to live. And by understanding these things, maybe it will help us to be more aware of how our communication with others can cause these uncomfortable situations that we call bullying. It's all about peace and understanding and having some fun while we learn. Okay, I see we've got a number of people now joining. Excellent. Nice. I don't know. I told the Americans that they can or cannot join. Maybe they will. Their teacher said that they will try and hope to. But my idea is to continue with what we're doing for the next couple of weeks. And then in the new year, I will set a new program with guest speakers from different people from around the world to present different ideas and give us all a chance to learn about new things around the world. Hello. Oh, okay. Now I see more people putting on their cameras. Lovely to see everybody. Hello there. Hello there, Nazanin. Nice to see you. Mador.
Good evening, Ben teacher. How are you? How do you do?
I'm very well. Nice to see Ibrahim. Hello there. Murod. I hope I pronounced well. Okay. So we actually have quite a lot to do today. We're going to watch this video. I'm going to ask you some questions about it. And then we will hear from Christian. He has his presentation on Poland that I hope that he can share with us. I'm saving you, Christian, for the later because I think there is a chance that the Americans, when they do join, they join at 12:30. So I thought it would be better, let's just do that in the second half. So let me find my presentation. Okay, can you see the presentation? Yes? All right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I just have to, the screen looks kind of funny for me so that I can see and see all of you at the same time. The picture that we have, I like to tell stories. So the picture that I show here on the bottom is a picture of people that we call Amish people. These are religious people, you could say, from Pennsylvania. And I remember meeting these people when I was a young child. And they were special people because my parents told me that these people do not live in the modern world. And when I say modern world, it meant they didn't have cars. They didn't have electricity. And you can see in this picture you can see in this picture horses, not cars. Yes? And oops, I didn't want to do that. When I was in Colorado on a trip, I met an Amish person, some people, and they told me when things are hard, we stay closer together. So we are going to first watch a video, and I'm not sure if this is going to work that way. I think I have to.
You might have seen videos like this before, but here's the big secret. Anyone can make one of these videos in a few minutes.
Perfect. Okay, let's watch this video together. I will explain. Oh, somebody had their hands up. Ibrahim, let's watch this video together and that.
Since the middle of the 18th century, beginning in Northern Europe and then spreading to every corner of the world, people have become aware of living in an age radically different from any other, and which they have called the modern age, or more succinctly, modernity. We are now all inhabitants of modernity. Every hamlet and remote island has been touched by the outlook and ideology of a new era.
So this part of the story is everywhere in the world, we have modern life. We have cars, we have electricity, we even have, and this is modern for me, old Benjamin, we have video call. This is modern everywhere, even everywhere in the world, we have modernness.
The story of our emergence into the modern world can be traced in a number of fields. In politics, religion, art, technology, fashion, science, all of which have ultimately contributed to an alteration in consciousness.
What this is saying is that modern world has changed us everywhere, in technology, in religion, in art. Look at this guy, the way he's dressed, he's changing from old
what becoming modern has involved
to new.
Perhaps the single greatest marker of modernity has been a loss of faith, the loss of a belief in the intervention of divine forces in earthly affairs. All other ages before our own held that our lives were at least half in the hands of gods or spirits. But
very important, very important. This part says that in today's world, we live without the belief in God in many parts. I think I want to say that a little differently. Everything in life that we couldn't explain a long time ago, like the weather, like earthquake, like our ability to grow food, maybe all of those things, we would sometimes pray to the rain gods. Native Americans would have a rain dance. And today,
complex forms of worship and obedience, part of our energies and understanding.
okay, very good. I need you to mute. Complex forms of worship and obedience, but we have put our energies into understanding. We have put our energies into the reasoning and understanding of science.
we have put our energies into understanding natural events through reason. There are no more omens or revelations. Our futures will be worked out in laboratories, not temples. God has died, and modernity has killed him.
Oh, there's going to be a weird commercial.
So if you really want to get fit after 50, what's the first thing to do? Stop.
Pre-modern societies envisaged history in cyclical terms. There was no forward dynamic to speak of. One imagined that things would always be as bad or as good as they had ever been. But to be modern is to believe that we can continually surpass what has come before. National wealth, knowledge, technology, politics, and most broadly, our capacity for fulfillment seem capable of constant increase.
This is saying that in the past, we lived life in circles. The good times, then the bad times, then the good times, then the bad times. But in the modern world, we believe that things go up, that we can make the world better than it is last year. And next year, it will be even better.
Time is not a wheel of futility, it is an arrow pointing towards a perfectible future. We have replaced gods with equations. Science will give us mastery over ourselves, over the puzzles of nature, and ultimately over death. It is only a matter of time before we work out how to be immortal.
Here it is saying that we are now looking at science. Science is what gives us our answer. We get sick. We want to take a vaccine.
To be modern is to throw off the claims of history, precedent, and community. We will make our own identities rather than being defined by families or tradition. We will.
Here it's saying we can make our own life. We can be exactly the kind of person we want to be. In the modern world, people can choose to wear red dress, a black, a yellow dress, not a dress at all.
Who to marry, what job to pursue, what gender to be, where to live, and how to think. We can be free and at last fully ourselves. We are romantics. That is, we seek a soulmate, an exemplary friend who can at the same time be an intrepid sexual partner, a reliable co-parent, and a kindly colleague. We refuse to remain in unhappy unions that no longer possess the thrill of the early moments. We've had enough of the narrowness of village life. We don't want to go to bed when the sun sets or limit our acquaintances to the characters we went to school with. We want to move, along with up to 85% of the populations of modern nations, to the brightly illuminated city. Where
we don't want to go to bed when the sun goes away. We want to go and live in the big cities.
Can mingle in crowds, observe faces on underground trains, try out unfamiliar foods, and sleep with strangers. Pre-moderns lived in close proximity to nature. They knew how to recognize shepherd's purse and make something edible out of pineapple weed. They venerated nature as one might a deity. But modern people don't tremble before the night sky or feel a need to give thanks to the rising sun. We have freed ourselves from the previous awe at natural phenomena. The emblematic modern location is the 24-hour supermarket. Bright.
This is classic. Today, the modern world, we can eat food 24 hours a day, and we can eat food from anywhere in the world. If you think that is the one thing that humans have in common around the world. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you live. what you believe in, how strong or how weak you are, every human being has to eat food. It's a part of, every animal has to eat food. And generally, we eat food when it's, when we can see it, and we eat food that is close to us. And now we can eat food whenever we want, whenever we want. We are free to live without the worry of eating food.
And teeming with the produce of the 4 continents, proudly defying the barriers of geography and of the night. We will eat pomegranates from Arizona and dates from the Sahel. For most of history, the maximum speed was set by the constraints of our own feet, or at best the velocity of a horse or sailing ship. It might take 3 weeks to tramp from London to Edinburgh, 4 months to sail from Southampton to Sydney. Now, nowhere on Earth is further than 26 hours away from us. The contents of a national library can fit onto a circuit the size of a fingernail, and the Voyager 1 probe hurtles at 17 kilometers per second through interstellar space, 21.2 billion kilometers from us.
I think we should explore a few solutions.
We go very, very fast.
We are modern because we work not only to earn money, but to develop our individuality, to exercise our distinctive talents, and to find our true selves. We are on a quest for something our ancestors would have thought entirely paradoxical.
This is very important. In the past, when you went to work, it was not fun. Nobody liked work. Wait, we got to go to work. Go to work. You think you're supposed to like it? You're not supposed to like work. Look at this. Do you see this guy? Does he look happy? He's not happy. But in the modern world, you can find work that you love.
Much of the transformation of modernity has been exciting, thrilling even. The word modern still rightly suggests a state of glamour, desire, and aspiration. But the advent of modernity has in many ways also been a story of tragedy. We've bought our new freedom at a very high price indeed. We can pick up aspects of the modern catastrophe in a range of areas.
Here now they're saying that also with all of this greatness, modern life also has a dark side, not a nice side.
It was the French late 19th century sociologist Émile Durkheim who first made the sobering discovery of an essential difference between traditional and modern.
The big difference between, this guy here says there's a big difference between the old and the new. And that big difference is if things go wrong, it's God's fault. The gods must be angry. They even made a movie. It's called The Gods Must Be Angry. But in today's world, if with all of these great, wonderful possibilities, you can choose the color clothes you want to wear. You can choose the type of job. You can choose what you want to learn. If you fail, they will say, even in this modern world, they will use the words, it's nobody's fault but your own. It's nobody's fault but your own. It's your own fault. You can do it. And that is stressful.
Societies. In the former, when people lived in small communities, when the course of one's career was understood to lie in the hands of the gods, and when there were few expectations of individual fulfillment, at moments of failure, the agony knew bounds. Reversal did not seem like a verdict on one's value as a whole human being. One never expected perfection and didn't respond when problems occurred. And asked that Émile Durkheim knew that modern societies were far crueler. No longer could people who had failed in them blame the gods for their troubles. It seemed as if there was only one person responsible and sometimes only one fitting response. As Durkheim showed, in perhaps the largest single indictment of modernity, suicide rates in advanced societies are up to 10 times as high as those in traditional ones. Modern people aren't only more in love with success, they are also far more likely to kill themselves when they fail.
It's a very interesting and powerful statement that in the modern world, we have the opportunity for incredible success, but also many, many more people, 10 times more people are going to hurt themselves.
Modernity has told us that we are all equal and can achieve anything. Boundless possibility seems to await every one of us. We too might start a billion-dollar company, become a famous actor, or run the country. No longer is opportunity unfairly restricted to just a favored few. It sounds charitable, but it is a fast route to an outbreak of comparison and its associated pain, envy. It would never have occurred to a goat herder in 17th century Picardy to envy Louis XIV of France. The king's advantages were as unfair as they were beyond emulation.
Here it's saying that 200 years ago, the peasants, the working people, had no idea what the king's castle looked like inside. They had no idea. You saw the castle from the outside, so you never knew how luxurious the king's castle was. But today, you can Google Ferrari. You can Google a super fancy sailboat yacht, and you can see what's inside the yacht.
Such peace is no longer possible. In a world in which everyone can achieve whatever they deserve, why do we not have more? If success is merited, why do we remain mediocre? The psychological burden of a so-called ordinary life has become hugely harder, even as its material advantages have become ever more available.
Hey, listen, there's one.
Modernity has, in a practical sense, connected us to other people like never before, but it has also left us emotionally bereft, perhaps late at night, on our own, in a corner of a diner, like a figure in an Edward Hopper painting. The belief that we deserve one special person has rendered all our relationships unnecessarily difficult. The first question we are asked in every new social encounter is, "What do you do?" And we know how much an impressive answer will matter. We fall asleep in high-rise apartments and wonder if anyone would notice if we died. If it were not already so difficult, we're asked, on top of it all, to smile continually, to hope against hope, to have a nice day, to have a lot of fun, to cheer on holiday, and to be exuberant that we are alive. Modernity has stripped us of our right to feel melancholy, unproductive, surly, in despair and confused. Not for nothing did Theodore Adorno remark that modern America had produced one overwhelming villain, Walt Disney. Though modernity may have made us materially abundant, it has imposed a heavy emotional toll. It has alienated us, bred envy, increased shame, separated us from one another, bewildered us, and left us restless and enraged. Fortunately, we don't need to suffer alone. Our condition is at heart the work of an era, not just of our own minds. By learning to diagnose our condition, we can come to accept that we are not so much individually demented as living in times of unusually intense and socially generated trouble. We can accept that in many ways, modernity is a kind of disease, and that understanding it will be the cure.
our book a replacement for religion?
Okay. One moment. I'm going to go back to the screen share again. I just have to find my. Go. Okay, wonderful. I hope you enjoyed that video. I would like us, if we could, oops, I can't do it this way. I'm going to do it a different way. Sorry about that. Because I want to type. Let's list things that are modern in your life today. Let's just have I'm curious what people can think. What are things that are modern in your life today? You can raise your hand. Yes, Nozanin?
Mobile phones, internet connection, a
Okay,
lot of things.
Pick one thing. Pick one thing so that others can say mobile phone. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody else, you can, it's best if you use your virtual raise hand. It makes it very easy for me to see. Okay, Kamran, what is modern in our world today?
I think technology is developing. Everything is modern.
Technology, yes?
Yes, yes.
What kind of technology?
Computer.
Computer.
Telephone.
Computer, perfect. Hold on, one at a time. One computer, perfect. Will you let somebody else? Excellent. Okay, I see Ibrahim. Yes.
So, in my opinion, I think modern things in like our life, it's you can't specific one things because they are working on to make everything looks like modern.
Okay, so what?
So
Pick.
I'ma pick the cars because it's my most interest.
Yeah, of course, the car. Vroom, it goes fast. And now the car is quiet. Even you can get the electric car.
If you came to like specific cars, some cars when you modified it, it will look better and faster from old cars. New cars aren't aren't able to be modified.
Yeah, we have there. Okay, so the car is huge. Honest, my friend, it is huge. We can travel hundreds of kilometers in 1 hour. 200 years ago, it would take you a couple of days just to go the same distance a car can go in 1 hour. Huge difference. Forget about that whether you've got electric windows, even self-driving. It's the speed. It goes fast. Very good. Jasmine.
I think that internet connection is modern in our life because in all the world there was an internet connection, and now we can work online and we can get education online. That's why I think that internet connection is modern.
Excellent. Excellent. Internet connection. I love it. Let's see. Somebody else. Let's go. I'm going to go. Nozanin? Yes? You have a new one?
I think knowledge, because a lot of years ago people didn't know that things that we know now. Knowledge.
Very good. Knowledge. I think, you know, there are some very simple things. This is true story. My wife, I remember my wife telling me that her father had to explain the science to his mother, why there were children. There was a time when people didn't understand what it means to have a baby. Now we understand. Now we know what it means to have a baby. We know how long it's going to take. We know what to expect in the first 3 months, what to expect in the second 3 months, what to expect in the third 3 months. But there was
Of course. Yeah.
just a very simple thing like just that, let alone the other types of knowledge that we have about. I mean, there was a time when people would cough. Now we cough like this or cough like this. Because of knowledge, we know to cough like this rather than wipe things all over the place. Ah, great. We've got our Penn Charter people. Perfect timing. We were just having a great discussion about what is modern in our world. Did you two, Mariella, Matthew, get a chance to see that video?
Yeah, I saw a bit of it.
Okay, great.
Can I give something that I think is modern, or?
Yeah, please.
This is kind of going off like internet connection, but like a global.
Whoops.
And talking to people across the planet is a modern thing. Like before, it took like a month or more to even just like.
I missed what you said. There was a blur.
Like globalization or like a global world.
Ooh, globalization. Absolutely.
The fact that we're talking on Zoom right now and you guys we're all in different parts of the world.
That's part of this internet connection. But I think globalization is very key as
like
well.
With trade too. Like
yeah,
it takes
exactly.
only like a few days or a few weeks to get things across the world before it took like a few months.
Well, how about this? I'll bet that the computers that we're using right now to have this beautiful conversation, if we were to look at the parts inside the computer, they will come from all over the world. The computer is not made in the basement in Philadelphia like the famous rocking chair, where the trees came from the forest just outside, and the nails came from steel just up the river. But now there's chemicals there are elements inside that come from Africa. They're assembled in China or in Taiwan, and then sold in various parts around the world. Incredible, just the computer itself. Somebody else want to share? Yes, Nazanin? All right, well, look, I just want to share one last story, and then I'm going to let Christian give his presentation on Poland. And I hope Matthew and Muriel, one of you can maybe make us a presentation next week about Pennsylvania. Excellent. Send that to me so that we have that. I just wanted to show one picture because I love proving things with Google. And I decided to Google two images, Google images. I wanted to Google ancient farming and modern farming because I met these Amish people on a trip that I had. And the Amish person told me that when things get hard, people are more likely to be together. So to prove this point, let's look at the pictures that Google generates of ancient farming. Look at this, people together. Almost every single picture has multiple people working together. Not every single one, but an awful lot have people together, ancient farming. Now let's take a look at modern farming, and it's one person. Not one picture with multiple people in modern farming. We are separated with technology. just an interesting point to take us to the next level when we discuss more of these pros and cons of modernity. But now, without further ado, I would love to hear from Christian. I'm going to just click up his presentation, hoping that it stays on the same. It does stay on the same slide. And Christian.
Hello.
Hello. It is all for you to tell us about Poland.
Oh yeah, of course. So if someone don't know me, my name is Chris, and I will tell you today about my country, and it's gonna be about Poland. And you can go to the next slide. Okay, so in the first one, I'm gonna tell you about the landscape in the Poland, and I pasted the map on the right side of the presentation, and you can see it's a lot of landscape is low lying, below 300 meters above sea level, but we also have some mountains and the low level of our country. And but the most of it, we don't have any like big mountains or something like this. It's low lying. And about the weather in Poland, I would say it's pretty normal. We don't have like many rain days or hot days. It's like basically normal weather as we can live. Like when it's cold, it's like basic cold, not like cold you don't know, you don't even want to go outside. It's like basically normal weather. And the most important holiday we have in Poland is on 11 November. We have in this day Independence Day, and it's really important for Poland because we were not having our country in the map for like 124 years, I would say, and it's really important for Polish people to, how do you say,
recognize?
Yeah, recognize this event, holiday. Okay, next slide. Okay, so the people in Poland. So the general work in Poland are builders. There are a lot of builders and a lot of corporation workers. And I would ask Benjamin, you told me about the world of the economy where it is in Warsaw, and about a lot of business people. Like what is it called?
It's called, it's called basic services.
Oh, okay.
But that's the certain. In the economy is broken down into agriculture, industry, and services. So services would include things like banks. It would include retail stores, barber shops, restaurants, selling cars. Agriculture would be your farming, and industry would be working in a factory or mining coal. So I would say that in Poland, that they're in the south, if we were to go and just look at this map, I would say that in the south it's very industrial, a lot of work in terms of coal mining. And in the flatlands of Poland, very agricultural. But I think as well, and I think most people kind of know that. And what I'm glad that you're doing, Christian, is you're bringing one thing out that most people may not know, and that there are many big cities in Poland, not just Warsaw and Krakow and Gdansk, but Lublin, Poznan, Wrocław, Szczecin, Rzeszów, and there is a tremendous amount of service industry. A lot of people doing general service industry, and Warsaw is very modern. Okay, continue, Christian.
Okay. The famous people in past of Poland. There was a lot of important and famous people in Poland, but I think the most known and important for Poland was Mikołaj Kopernik. He taught a lot about the sun and how is it like, because people from the past know that the sun is like running in the circles of the our planet, and Mikołaj Kopernik said our planet is in the circle of the sun, and that was really important. And a lot of people, I think, they how do you say it? They banned his books about it because they wasn't sure about his opinion about it. Another famous,
Christian, we could say just from our video that Copernicus was one of the beginners of modernity. That was like, this was the science and reason. In the past, we thought that the sun went around the earth because that's what we saw. You saw you woke up in the morning, you saw the sun in the east, you went to bed in the evening and the sun went all the way over your sky and it came down. What do you mean? It's obvious. The sun is moving around the earth. You can see it. But then Copernicus said, I can see some other things like wandering stars, as he called it, and was able to prove scientifically that in fact it's an illusion, and in fact we are circling the sun, and that is what we're seeing, not the other way around. And that is the beginning of science beginning to explain things rather than natural phenomena.
Yeah. Okay, so about another famous one in the past of Poland is Fryderyk Chopin. He was born in Poland, and he was a great pianist, and I think his music still is the greatest of the classical. And then he moved to the France, and he died there. And there's even a grave of him. But basically, a lot of people know him. So I'm gonna pass to another one, Pope John Paul II. I think a lot of people know him too. He was a pope, and I think his quotes were very emotional and I think interesting. In Poland, they said like he loved to speak with young people, loved to see how their brains work, loved to speak with them, discussion with them. And I think he was really important in our history.
Excellent.
And the general religion is Christians. And we have a lot of beautiful churches from that religion. And I think it's the dominant religion of the Poland. We don't have a lot of how to say it, ethnicities. Like basically Poland is Christians, and you don't see a lot of ethnicities like dominant white race. And yeah, so we can go to the next slide. Okay, so the attractions in Poland. I give 2 points in this, but I will speak more of it. Okay, so I read a lot of parks in Poland are really beautiful and enjoyable. Yeah, we have a lot of parks in Poland, and it is really beautiful view of it. We have beautiful views, and I think people can really enjoy going it.
Let's just quickly Google Polish parks. Yes, many beautiful Polish parks.
Yeah.
Oops. Where did it go? Okay. And the
Oh.
next.
No. I
Oh,
will be still
sports.
talking about it. Yeah. Okay, so another attraction. I'm not really in the social life of the Polish, I think, agricultural, but I love to play sports with people. So I rated sports cards. I think a lot of people in Poland can basically tell you stuff that you can play, and you can learn from them, and have a wonderful time. And for me, the most funny and great places are, of course, playing sports together, basically. But also the attractions in Poland, we have a big history of our country. So I would say if someone really is into history, he can basically go to Poland's museums. There are a lot of them in the Warsaw. I think most of the Warsaw is like the historical places from the War II. And yeah, the museums are great. Also, we have a lot of skyscrapers in Warsaw and all over the Poland, the Polish cities. So it's really interesting how the modern days go with the Poland. And I would say, what else? I think
let's
that's
move
it.
because I'm sure there are some people who want to ask questions. So
Yeah,
let's go to
the
the
questions will
the
be
last
the
slide.
most important.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's missing in Poland? In my opinion, in the Poland, we don't miss a lot of things. I really enjoy living in the Poland, but the most frustrating part about Poland is the areas of politics. I really don't enjoy listening to politics, but I love to discuss about it. I also have a lot of information about my head about politics, and I think right now in Poland politics are not really great because they have a lot of money for themselves, not for people. And that's the missing part about Poland.
Excellent. Fantastic. Really, I don't want to rush you through this, but I want to give people a chance to ask some questions. Okay. So I'm going to go up to the top so we can see our beautiful Polish flag. Okay. Questions. Raise your hands. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't rush this too fast. Yes. Matthew or Marielle.
I saw the other day that Poland qualified for the round of 16 in the World Cup, and they're going to play France. Are you excited or are you nervous because France is really good?
Oh yeah, of the Polish people, we are really excited about it because we go out from the group. First off, like in 20 years, I don't really know about football that much, but we didn't leave the group from a lot of time. And Polish people are really excited about it, but we also stress because France is a really great team, and we hope Poland will win, but we're not that sure.
My hope is that Poland and the United States will play each other.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then no matter what happens, I win. Another questions?
I have a question, another one.
Okay, and then another one, and then I ask Jasmine, and she'll let Jasmine go ahead.
What's your favorite Polish food?
Okay, so my favorite Polish food, I'm not really that enjoying Polish food because it's specific, but I think the most important food for Polish people are the pierogis, yeah, the best food in Poland. They are really great, I think, but I'm not really into Polish food. I prefer something like Indian or something like this, Chinese food from other areas of the world. But I really like the pierogis. Also, the famous one in Poland is, I don't know how to mean it in the English, but schabowy. If you know, Benjamin.
It's pork chops, but it's like breaded pork chops. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Breaded pork chops, I think is the English. Yes.
Oh yeah, something like this.
Cutlet schabowy. Excellent. Okay, I've got some other questions. Jasmina?
And now we know about landscapes, sports, and beautiful parks. But do Polish people have some unordinary customs?
Polish. What are some traditional Polish customs?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you can search it on Google, and I will discussion about it, because I don't really know from my place the custom places. Oh, our culture.
I'm just gonna.
It.
I'm one quick thing. I know that Matthew and Mariel, you probably are going to leave in a minute because your lunch is ending. Thank you so much. Please send us your presentation. It will be great for us to hear about Pennsylvania. Just you got to do a really good job, because I'm from Pennsylvania and I'll know if you make a mistake.
We'll make one on Philadelphia.
I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah, we'll make one from there.
I'm teasing. I like to tease. Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. All right, Chris, tell us about Polish customs.
Okay, so the Polish customs are really, I think, colorful. There are a lot of colors. We are really into nature and our culture.
Isn't it? Hey, I don't want to interrupt, but is today the 1st? It is.
Yeah.
Isn't today like a special day in Poland? Andrzejki Day, Andrew Day.
Andrzejki. I think, I don't know. Like in my school, they didn't say anything about it, but maybe it is.
Yeah, it's December 1st, and this is one of these, I don't know much about it, but it's definitely like a lot of folklore, like mysticism. So like you light candles and you put them in the water, and you can predict the future. Yes, something like that.
Oh yes, something like that.
Yes.
I really share with you that I didn't do anything of this in my life, but I heard some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. It's not. I guess it's not really a very big custom.
Yeah, it's not really famous in Poland right now, I think.
A little bit, but
a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. But dressing up with these nice folk wear is popular, I think. Yes.
Yeah. It's I think the most of it we can saw in Poland in the Wielkanoc. How you say it? Wielkanoc. It's like in the biggest holiday from the startup of the new year. I think it's like the 4th month or something like this, and you can write it maybe, Benjamin.
Sorry. Okay. Yes.
Big night or something. Wielka. Yeah. Big night. I don't know how to say it in
Wielkanoc. I'm misspelling this.
Yeah, Wielkanoc. Oh yeah, this is it. And the most of our oldest culture you can see in this holiday.
Okay, let's go. There's a couple of other people who had three other people who had questions. Nazanin?
What is the most popular holiday in the Poland?
The most
Can you tell
popular.
us about this? Yeah, popular.
I think the big night is the most famous one. For Polish people, we share the culture of the oldest Poland's areas, and I think it's the most important one. I didn't write it because I think the first one, because it's like the holiday, but the most important one is the Independence Day for the Poland.
And I think as well, Christian, I think this last Independence Day, November 11th.
Yeah, November 11th.
Was particularly big this year because Poland very much wants to make sure it stays independent from the threat of Russia.
Yeah.
And in Poland on Independence Day, people definitely like to wear their flags and show their support for Poland. Okay, good question. I've got three more again. Kamran, your question?
How many people live in Poland?
How many people live in Poland?
I think right now it's 37 million people. 30 to 39 million.
37. Poland, I think you're right.
Cool.
Oh. 37.
Yeah, 37, yeah.
Very good. Excellent. All right. I've got Makfirat.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Chris, I wanted to ask you to tell us about your universities, famous universities, because I want to study in Poland. That's why I'm asking that.
Okay.
So maybe the question is, what's your best universities? And then what's the most famous university?
Okay, so I would say, about Warsaw because I live there. I don't really live in the Warsaw, but wait. I live near from the Warsaw, but I'm going to the school in Warsaw. So I would say about the Warsaw schools. And if you want to study the business, I would say SGH is the best university in Poland for the business.
There's SGH.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for the business, economics, and all of this. But if you like physics and you wanna know something about mechanical engineering or something like this, I would say Politechnika Warszawska. I don't know how to. Yeah. You're right. Politechnika Warszawska.
There we go. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. And it's for the modern areas if you want to be like astronaut maybe in the future. But I know about this universities for now because I'm like something like this and I want to study something like this maybe. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I think can we stay for just a couple more minutes and let Ibram and Mashur ask their questions.
How many area in Poland?
How big is Poland?
Oh, how big is Poland? I think it's something like a you can compare it to some, because I don't really know about how big really it is in the letters, but no,
60.
the numbers. Yeah, 60. So yeah, it's compared to the what? Science and Poland among the top.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's not about the how big it is, because it's like compared to the Russia.
Very good.
Here's kind of gives you a feel for how big
yeah,
Poland is compared to the United States. Okay. How about Ibrahim?
Okay, so I want to ask, like, how does your roads look like in Poland?
Aha, very good. Polish roads.
We don't have that speedy roads like in Germany, but yeah, that's how it looks in Poland.
They're getting better.
I think we are still really modern in the roads, and we still going forward.
Yes. The roads used to
I
look
saw
like
they built a new.
that's what they used to look like.
Yeah,
and now they look like this.
But I would say this road is way better than Jordan road. So
yeah.
Excellent.
I don't know how the roads in Jordan look. I only know it from your camera, but yeah, maybe they are.
when I did my presentation, I showed you like the best
Yeah.
road in Jordan, but like some cities are like have bad roads. Yeah, so that's the point.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the Polish roads are pretty great, I think.
Excellent, excellent. Well, look, that's our time for today. And thank you all so very much for joining. That was I hope that was a good lesson. Show me your faces if you liked the lesson. Turn on your cameras. Give me your thumbs up. Yes, I see big smiles. Lots of smiles, all at the same time. Wonderful. There's Christian. Excellent, excellent. So great to see you. Thank you so much for today. I hope it means as much as it does for me.
Thank you.
Excellent. And we will see you.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll see you next week.
It was wonderful class. Goodbye.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you for class, Benjamin.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for the best question.
Thank you too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.